Good afternoon. This is Story Time with Saima, and this is the seventh story of the year 2025. And, and next time when I meet you guys, it will be in the new year in 2026. So here I start my story today, and the story's name is Beauty and the Beast. My head looks funny. I think it's because my hair are not in place. Okay, let's do a here in place. Sort of they're in place. Okay. There was once a very rich man named Pierre who gave his three daughters everything they wanted. Bring us emeralds and rubies and silks from the market, demanded Sophie and Marie, his eldest daughters. Pierre turned to his youngest daughter, who was standing quietly by. Don't you want anything, Beauty? He asked. May I have a rose? Asked Beauty. So, this is the rich man. Oh my god. There, can you see the rich man and his three daughters? And then the second page, there is the rich man and his daughters. So he's going out and he asks his daughters if they want anything. So they said they want nice things like emeralds and rubies, like these are like nice stones, and silk, like nice clothing. And his third daughter said, the youngest one, she wants a rose. Pierre waved goodbyes to his daughters and galloped away on his slick white horse. As he rode, a thick fog filled the air. He went on blindly until suddenly the fog rolled back to reveal a towering castle looming before him. So this is the castle the Pierre, the father, saw while riding on his horse. Oh, this book is not going to fly here. You see it? That's good. Where am I? Pierre gasped. The castle gates opened slowly before him with a ghostly creak. Wonderingly, Pierre rode through the mist and up to the castle. The wooden doors were firmly shut. As Pierre raised his hand to knock, the doors swung open by themselves. Hello, he called. No one answered. He tried again. Hello, but he only heard his own voice, echoing off the stone walls. Pierre followed his nose to an enormous feast. He sat down nervously. A full plate floated over to him, and he cried out in surprise, but he was cold and starving, and the food smelled so good. I hope no one minds, he thought, picking up a silver fork. Feeling full and tired, Pierre rose from the table. Instantly, a bed appeared before him. Pierre was so exhausted to question it, he just lay down and fell asleep. So you see, in this castle, like everything Pierre needs and want just happens. So he's lying in bed now, resting. He has already finished his supper. He haven't seen anybody in the castle, but the castle doors opened for him. So can you see it? I must find the owners and thank them, thought Pierre. When he woke, he set out to search the castle. Invisible hands opened all the doors, but he couldn't find a single living person anywhere. Perhaps everyone's outside, he wondered. In the garden, he found a beautiful rose bush. As he sniffed the blooms, he remembered his promise to Beauty. The instant the Pierre plucked a rose, a huge shadow fell over the rose bushes. He spun around, clutching the flower to his chest. So here's the rose bushes. There's Pierre plucking a rose for his youngest daughter, and then you see a shadow being cast. See the black thing? No. There you go on this page. Wrong page. Let's go to the right page. Oh, wrong page. Oh, can you see the shadow? No, wrong page, wrong page. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my god, let's go. Ah, there it is. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, my hand is on the shadow now. Can you see the shadow? There you go. A hideous creature stood before him. How dare you steal from the beast? Roared the creature. I gave you food and shelter, and this is how you repay me? Thief! You'll pay me with your life. I am so sorry, said Pierre. I just wanted a rose for Beauty, for my daughter. Daughter? I'll let you live if you send her to me, the beast declared. If she refuses, you must return in a week. So here is the beast. He's angry because he thinks Peter have stolen a rose from his garden because he didn't ask his permission before he took the rose. But then Pierre hadn't seen anybody around to ask permission from. I can't risk Beauty's life, Pierre thought. With a heavy heart, he told the beast he would return. Before Pierre left, the beast gave him a ruby bridle for his horse. He'll be able to find his way to your home and back, said the beast. The bridle will guide him. You know what a bridle is? Bridle. So there is Pierre on his horse heading back to his home with the ruby bridle the beast gave him to find his way to his home and back to the castle again in a week. Pierre returned safely home, but as the week passed, he grew pale. What's wrong, father? Beauty wanted to know. Nothing, he replied. Please don't worry about me. That night, Beauty thought she heard him crying. She found him asleep at his desk the next morning with the letter in front of him. She picked it up and started to read. It says, Dearest daughters, when you read this letter, I will have left you forever. I took a rose from the garden of a monstrous beast, and he has sworn to kill me unless I bring him my youngest daughter. I would never do that to you, Beauty. So I have gone in your place. Farewell, your loving father, XX. Hugs, hugs. Oh no, cried Beauty. This is all my fault. Looking out of the window, Beauty saw her father's horse saddled up, ready to go. She knew what she had to do. Quickly and quietly, she scribbled a note for him and set off for the castle. Dear father, I have gone to the beast's castle instead of you. All my love, Beauty. So here is the letter that the Pierre, the father, wrote to his daughters, and then there's a little note that the youngest daughter wrote for her father. Her father horse seemed to know the way. He galloped down the twisted paths as if guided by a magic force. As the beast's castle came into view, Beauty gripped the reins in fear. She stopped at the castle gates and tiptoed into a sweet smelling garden. But as soon as she stepped into the sunlight, she heard a terrible growl. Who are you? Roared the beast. I am Beauty, Pierre's daughter, she stammered out. He sent you to die, did he? The beast growled. Coward. Don't say that, said Beauty angrily. So there is Beauty with the white horse, and there is the Beauty and the beast. Can you see it? Can you see it? Oh my goodness. Big bad beast. You have courage, said the beast, gazing back at her as he spoke. Beauty was shocked to see great tears forming in his eyes. What's wrong? She asked. Having you here makes me realize I have been alone for so long, he sniffed. Poor beast, said Beauty, her heart filling with pity. I'll stay with you if you like. The beast grasped her hand, his eyes shining with hope. Thank you, he said, but you must let your father know. But you must let my father know I'm safe. So there's Beauty and the Beast, and Beauty said she can stay with the Beast so he won't be lonely, but she has to let her father know that that she's with him and he is not gonna kill her. That evening, Beauty and the Beast dined together. The Beast looked at Beauty very seriously, then knelt down before her. Will you marry me? He asked. I can't, gasped Beauty. I don't even know you. Very well, said the Beast. He led her to her room and he wished her good night. Beauty dreamed of home and woke wishing she was there. As she dressed, she saw a mirror by her bed. Peering into it, she was amazed to see her father. Back at home, seeing him safe and well lifted her spirits. It's time to explore, she decided. A magic mirror. So there's Beauty in the castle living with the beast, but she has a magic mirror. Through the mirror, she can see her father in her old home, and the father seems to be doing well. When Beauty went out into the garden, she saw exotic flowers and magical animals. At 8 o'clock, a gong rang for dinner. The beast was waiting for Beauty in the dining room. Did you find the mirror? He asked eagerly. I loved it, thank you, Beauty replied. After dinner, the beast went down on one knee again. Beauty sighed. Beast, you are very kind, but I don't want to marry you. I thought that might be the answer, said the beast sadly. So, this is the beautiful garden in the castle where the beasts live, and there are lots of animals and beautiful flowers. That night, Beauty had a strange dream. She was dining with the handsome prince. How can you bear to look at that ugly beast? He asked. He's not ugly inside, said Beauty. But he's a monster, said the prince. Beauty awoke to find the sound of birds singing. The prince had vanished. She spent the day wandering through empty rooms, glancing up at a portrait. She couldn't believe her eyes. It was the prince from her dream. So then Beauty had a dream, and there was a prince in her dream. And then she also saw the picture on the wall of the prince that she had seen her dream. So that's kind of interesting. At dinner that evening, she told the beast about the mysterious prince. Do you know who he is? She asked. I know him, replied the beast, but I haven't seen him for years. They sat at the table in silence. What's the matter? The beast asked, eventually, with a worried frown. I'm homesick, said Beauty. The beast pulled a ring from his pocket. Oh, beast, I won't marry you, she said quickly. So every day, Beast is asking Beauty to marry him, and every day she says no. That's 3 days in a row. The beast shook his head. This isn't a wedding ring. It's magic. It will take you back to your father, but you must promise me you'll return in 2 weeks. I promise, said Beauty happily. Oh, thank you, beast. Wear the ring on your finger, then when you are ready to return, just take it off again. Beauty nodded. She put on the ring, and the room melted away. She felt herself falling, 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 until suddenly she was back at her home, and her father was staring at her open mouthed. So now the beast is letting the beauty go to visit her father in their home for 2 weeks. So you can see the father, he's happy to see Beauty, so he gives her a big hug when he sees her. Beauty's father was overjoyed to see her, unlike her sisters. When they heard her story about the beast, they hatched a secret plan. If we make her stay longer, the beast will be angry. With any luck, he might even eat her, said Mary slyly. And with Beauty gone, we'll have father's fortune all to ourselves, added Sophie. So that's Beauty's sisters, Marie and Sophie. The 2 weeks flew by, but Beauty kept thinking of the beast. When the time came for her to leave, her sisters burst out crying. We can't live without you, they howled. If you love us, you'd stay. So, see, the sisters are kind of being conniving. They're lying to her because they don't really care for her. Reluctantly, Beauty stayed, until one night she dreamed she saw the beast lying in his garden under a rose bush. Beauty woke with a start. Something was wrong, she realized. I must go to him. Quickly, Beauty took off the ring. The next instant, a cloud of swirling smoke surrounded her, and she vanished. So now Beauty sees the beast lying in the garden under the garden bush. So she's worried about him. So she takes the ring off so she can go back to his castle to see him. Beauty was back in the garden. The beast was lying under the rose bush just as in her dream. Is that you, Beauty? He asked. I'm dying. No, cried Beauty, horrified. She stroked his velvety face and kissed him. You can't die. Please, beast, I love you. There was a blinding flash. A handsome prince was kneeling before her. You were in my dream and in the painting, cried Beauty. So there is the beast and the beauty, and then the beauty and the handsome prince. Many years ago, he explained, an angry fairy turned me into a beast because I refused to marry her. Only the love of a beautiful girl could make me human again. But why were you dying? Asked Beauty. The fairy said that if I loved a girl who did not love me, I would die of a broken heart. The prince replied, you don't need to be afraid, son Beauty. I do love you. So there is the fairy who wanted to marry the prince, but he said no to her. Oh my God! Can you see it? And there is now the beast have turned into a beautiful prince after the beauty kissed him, and she loves him too. Beauty and the prince were married the next day in a church filled with roses. All of Beauty's family came to the wedding. Her father looked on proudly, but her sisters left early in bad tempers. Why does she get to marry a prince? They complained. It's not fair. Life isn't fair, said a tiny voice. It was the fairy who had said a curse on the prince. Your sister broke my spell, she said, but at least I can give you exactly what you deserve. As you have hearts of stone, the fairy declared, that's what you'll be forever. Stone. And then feeling much better, she flew off to steal some wedding cake. So the fairy have decided to eat the wedding cake of Beauty and the Beast, or the princess and the beauty. And she had turned the two sisters into stones because she thinks those two sisters are very hard hearted, like stone. And that's it. So now the two sisters can't do anything to cause more problems for Beauty and the prince because they're into stones. And the fairy is happy to eat their wedding cake. And that's about it. So, what do you think of this story? Do you like it or no? Let me know. And what did you like about the story if you liked it? And what did you didn't like about the story if you didn't like it? So that's about it for today, and see you in the new year 2026.